Most interactive sports talk show in Houston. If you're watching the show on Twitch, twitch.tv/ESPN 97.5, you'll notice that I'm dressed as Batman. Cowl, yes. Leather armor, yes. Cape, yes. Military boots, yes. Your boy is ready for some vigilante justice. And there is a part of me that wants to go get in my Batwing? Is that his plane? And fly to Nashville and perhaps extract some vigilante justice upon the Tennessee Titans. Now, if you've listened to me long enough, you will know that among all of the fan bases in North American sports, the one that I hate the most, not Yankee fans, not Colts fans, not any of the teams that you would expect someone from Boston to hate. I cannot stand Tennessee Titans fans. I think they're a largely dumb when it comes to the NFL, yet sensitive fan base that constantly thinks that they deserve respect. The problem is their football knowledge comes from their SEC fandom and a misplaced faith in the Tennessee Volunteers ever being the program they once were again. One of the truly worst online college football fan bases, and the few people that also root for the NFL team, just as bad. To say nothing of the losers here in Houston that root for a team that made it to conference championships in only 1978 and 1979 after this team left town with two middle fingers extended to you. You people are the worst. I don't understand why you stuck with the team. Maybe you were happy because they drafted Vince Young before, the organization perhaps didn't give him the most fair shot. All I know is I hate Titans fans. And I also hate what the Tennessee Titans have done with the Houston Oilers uniforms and history. They've taken it for themselves. Now, to be fair, the city of Houston could have fought to keep the Houston Oilers colors and history. It seemed like they were so sick of Bud Adams that they said, nah, screw it. We're not going to do it. But this thing unraveled so quickly in 1996 that Bud Adams, just after announcing that the team was going to move in 1999, decided to skip town right after the 96 season was done. They played in 1997 in Memphis. In 1998, they played in Vanderbilt Stadium. 1999, because there was so much pushback from locals about how they weren't going to go to a more localized nickname or Tennessee theme, they changed to the Titans, like last second. Just one of the worst relocations you'll ever see. And through it all, Bud Adams and now his daughter, Amy Adams Strunk, have had a vendetta against the city of Houston, a city that hates that family, for justifiable reasons. Bud Adams wanted new stadium renovations on the Astrodome. He got them. A couple of years later, he asked for a new stadium that he was only going to pay for 25% of. And ironically, you take a look at how the Titans are valued compared to the Texans' value, a $1 billion difference between the two franchises. Maybe if, I don't know, he had used his own money, borrowed a little bit to build that new stadium, they'd have $1 billion more in equity. But that's fine. That's neither here nor there. What the Titans are doing, along with the NFL, and essentially the Titans are, have you seen that meme of the woman, the large woman speaking into a microphone while a little small man is next to her looking up like she's his mother. The Titans are sitting back as the NFL cracks down on copyright law, something they literally have only done in their history for the Tennessee Titans. They have never done this before, but you saw it because of what the Houston Cougars wore on September 3rd. Those awesome uniforms that were H-Town Pride themed that they sent out, a cease and desist. The Houston Cougars attempt to free ride on the popularity of the NFL and the club violates the intellectual property rights of the NFL and the Tennessee Titans, said their attorney. The Oilers design is among the most famous and valuable NFL marks. Yes, and you ditched it in 1999. No one is confusing, as argued, that the Houston Cougars, in using unauthorized the Oilers trade dress, no one is of the belief, as argued by this lawyer, that it could cause consumers to believe the Houston Cougars are associated with or are an authorized licensee of the NFL and the Titans. No one believes that because no one cares about the NFL in Houston. Am I wrong there? I know that most of the people that listen to this station are pretty out on the NFL, and a 15-13 loss to the Carolina Panthers helps in that. But this idea that people are getting confused by it, no. The Titans have just worn those Houston Oilers for essentially the first time since 1998 this past Sunday. They've worn the AFL, the American Football League throwbacks since then, but this is the first time that they've worn them. So they sent a cease and desist to the Houston Oilers in the same way that they did to the Houston Roughnecks. They have the NFL's legal backing to actually make something like this potentially stick. And it's just so them. It's so small time mom and pop to get daddy to take care of everything. But it's hypocritical that daddy's taking care of everything. Did you know that the Iowa Hawkeyes, after asking the Steelers for permission, changed their helmets to look like the Steelers? Did you know that the Steelers stole their logo from American Iron and Steel Institute? Did you know that the Packers, who are a very small market team, were the first team to use that G as a logo? Georgia has it. Grambling State has it. They both added it afterwards. Why aren't the Packers suing Georgia? Is there confusion? There theoretically could be based off of this same argument. The LA Rams were the first team with a horn on the side of their helmet. Colorado State followed suit in 1973. They had no issue with that. The Los Angeles Chargers, who were nicknamed after a credit card, true story, when they first came into existence, the lightning bolt on the side of their helmet, literally stolen from the Air Force Academy, because their equipment manager was a Air Force Academy graduate. Memphis stole the Bengals helmets. The NFL has never fought a intellectual property war with anyone unless they've done it for the small-time mom and pop Tennessee Titans. And here's why. Because this is a team that has pretty much nothing of value. Think about it. Their stadium, outdated. They're begging taxpayers for a new one. Their roster, slowly depleting itself. They almost traded Derrick Henry. They traded Kevin Byard. They traded A.J. Brown. Their uniforms, ugly. Who would be caught dead in their new-looking uniforms? At least the ones that they went to the Super Bowl in aren't bad. These ones that they went to a couple of years ago suck. They are terrible. And no one really is embracing them in an SEC-loving region of the country. So the reason the NFL is doing this is because this is literally the only thing of value that the Tennessee Titans have. And I get it. I get it from that perspective. I wish they would admit it. They're obviously not going to. The NFL is being hypocritical. The Titans are acting very small time, like poors, like a poverty franchise. And look, they're the 22nd most valuable franchise in the NFL. Understandable, but it's annoying that we're still fighting this. And for me, you know what? The uniforms are great. My big issue is the pettiness that Amy Adams Strunk and her dad, Bud Adams, have shown towards this city have directly led to so many Oilers legends not having a chance to be honored in front of Houston fans who actually watched them back in the day. That's why Billy White Shoes Johnson is getting honored at halftime of a Titans-Falcons game on Sunday in front of a crowd that probably has just heard his name a handful of times and never actually watched him. And that's the worst part of all, because the players are the guys, the ex-players are the guys who get screwed over. The history belongs here if the uniforms don't. Because the uniforms, like, the Titans need it. They're broke. They're poor. That's all they have is like selling merchandise to people still living in Houston that they get some residuals from. So this is very on brand for the Titans. It's a lame-ass story. They're being a bunch of small-town losers, I think, here. It's on brand for that organization. And if there's anyone in that fan base that's defending it, it's on brand for you as well.